everybody. Just before we cross over into 2025, I thought it'd be a good time to supercharge your online commerce stores. In this episode of Straight Talk Commerce, I'm going to dive deep into some advanced e-commerce techniques that go far beyond the basics that I normally cover. I'm going to help you discover some actionable strategies for acquiring more customers, boost your sales, optimize your business, and we're going to use tools like AI. We're going to use micro influencers, subscription services. This is going to be the perfect episode for entrepreneurs that are looking to elevate their e-commerce game in 2025. So get ready and let's start growing today. You ready? Let's get going. Hey, welcome back, everybody. Today on Straight Talk Commerce, I thought I would do kind of a double episode. The things that I'm going to talk about at the end of this episode really should be their own, and maybe they will be their own episode at a later time, but I wanted to talk about them just before 2025 to get my subscribers in the mindset. 2025 is going to be a growth period. We are going to focus on growing those existing e-commerce businesses. I cannot wait to get started. But the first subject that we're going to talk about is web development for e-commerce. Now, let me explain to you what I mean by that. At its core, web development for e-commerce involves creating and maintaining your online store and making sure that it's optimized for sales, for the user experience, and performance. Because you need to have a fast store that's user-friendly and it's developed for sales that's going to draw traffic to you, okay? Now that includes everything from designing a user-friendly website layout to implementing secure payment gateways that people trust and ensuring that your site is mobile responsive. Most, if not, well, a very good portion of your sales at this point should be coming from those smartphones. And if they're not, we need to do something about that because people carry their phones with them everywhere they go, and they're very rarely at home with enough time to do a whole lot of the shopping that we used to go places to do. So a real e-commerce store is going to be mobile optimized. And it's not just a digital storefront. It's a critical tool for building the trust with your customers, showcasing your brand, and driving those conversions. You've heard me. That's what our whole goal is to drive right through the funnel and drive conversions for your store. Now, trust me, in today's competitive market, good web development is the difference between surviving and actually thriving. There are some key components to e-commerce web development. And the first is website design. How is your website designed and the user experience? It's number one for a reason, you guys. That is the most critical. If your website is set up any old which way and there's no rhyme or reason and it's hard and clunky to navigate, you lose. You've got to make your menus, everything flow. Make it easy for people to find what it is you are selling. Your site's design should be visually appealing, very easy to navigate. And now think about the last time that you got frustrated and abandoned a cart on someone else's website you were trying to buy from. It's probably because the site was too confusing. Do not let that happen to your customers. Number two, this is, again, very, very important. Mobile optimization. We just talked about that. People carry around their computer, their buying implement in their hand now. It used to be okay that you could put mobile on the back burner when you were talking about doing e-commerce. That day is long gone. It's long gone. You've got to mobile optimize. 70% of online shopping happens on a smartphone. And a mobile optimized site is not an option anymore. It is essential if you're going to be successful. Payment integration. Listen, on any one of my sites, ask anyone who knows, I accept everything. Any type of payment, anything that you want to pay me in, whether it's livestock or chickens or whatever it is, man, I'm up for it. Offering secure and flexible payment options, that builds trust. It makes you seem like you are a far bigger concern than you actually may be. And people will trust you and they will actually go through your payment gateways. They'll not abandon their cart and they'll trust you. Now, offer secure and flexible payment options that builds trust, whether that's credit cards, whether it's PayPal, whether it's buy now, pay later services. Make it easy for your customers to trust you and check out. Performance and speed. You know that a 1 second delay in a load time will mean to you a difference between 10 and 15% of your conversion. Just 1 second. So you want to make sure that your website loads lickety split. I mean, fast, before there's no pause, there's no hesitation. And you need to constantly be working with your website to make sure that that is the case. There's never a time when I put my performance down and not try to get that extra tenth of a second, extra hundredth of a second out of the performance of my website. And by the way, continue to monitor that. Continue to monitor that. If 5 months ago your site was operating super fast, check it now. Check it now. You should be checking that on a weekly basis to make sure, or even sooner than that, but make sure that your website is always performing at its very top speed, which brings us to SEO and analytics. Your website isn't going to do you any good whatsoever if no one can find it. The internet is a massive ocean of websites and e-commerce places for people to buy things all over the world. By the way, we do business in over 200 countries. So you've got to make it easy with search engine optimization for people to actually find your store. SEO helps you rank higher on search engines, and analytics helps you to understand what you're doing is working and what that you're doing is not working, and what needs improvement and how to improve it. So, think about your Google Analytics as a dashboard in an airplane in a massive jet. And you're going from point A to point B, and you've got all of your instruments on. You want to make sure that you're navigating the correct way, that you're traveling at a fast enough speed. You'll get the picture. Once you take a look and really learn your analytics, because that's the number one skill that you're going to need to travel in e-commerce. You've got to understand where you've been in order to know where you're going. Now, what kind of services are out there to help with those things that I just talked about? Here's a few options. Now, you can do custom web development. If you're looking for a unique store, custom development gives you a fully tailored experience. It's ideal for businesses with specific needs, but you better make sure that you've got a nice size bankroll in order to do that, because what we're talking about here is advanced level. My best advice to you is to get sales under your belt before you go spending a lot of money for one of those high-tech sites that is custom built for you. You can also go with a platform-based development. Platforms like Shopify, WooCommerce, Magneto. They're great for small to medium-sized businesses. But again, if you're just starting out, you want to make sure that you've got some sales under your belt before you go jumping into a Shopify store, before you jump into a WooCommerce. I wouldn't even look at WooCommerce until I'm probably $300,000-$400,000 a month in sales. They offer a range of customizable templates and plugins and make it very easy once you've reached that plateau. And then look at some maintenance services. Web development does not stop at the launch of the website. Regular updates, security checks, performance optimizations. You see what I'm saying? You have got to be in there going over these things on a daily weekly and monthly basis to make sure that none of this breaks. If one of your customers goes to a broken link when they're trying to buy a backpack or when they're trying to buy something that a pair of shoes that you're selling, you need to know about that before they do so you can get in there and fix it. Or if they can't find the specific pair of shoes that you sell and they were really looking for, that's bad. That is, they're never going to be able to buy from you. So you want to do regular updates. You want to do security checks, performance optimizations. Those are essential for keeping your site running smoothly and those conversions that we all want coming in.
If your business operations feel like a grind, you're missing out on the magic of artificial intelligence. Whether you're in retail, manufacturing, finance, or any other industry, AI is a game changer. From automating mundane tasks to optimizing your supply chain, AI can transform how you operate. We specialize in creating tailored AI solutions that meet your unique challenges and goals. With our expertise, you can improve efficiency, reduce errors, and make better decisions. Discover how AI can revolutionize your business. Contact us today at www.toolessentials.ai/consultation.
Then you want to do conversion rate optimization. Now, some agencies will specialize in tweaking your site to maximize conversions. Now, that might involve A/B testing, improving your product pages, or streamlining the checkout process. Those are the three things really that are critical to running an e-commerce site, and there are businesses out there that will be happy to take your money and provide you with a huge amount of benefit. And there's also companies out there that will provide you zero benefit whatsoever, but your check still needs to clear. So you want to be very careful. You want to know what you are doing before you hire someone else to do it for you. Notice I said before you hire someone else to do it for you. You want to make sure that you know what they're doing before you can trust them to do what they think they know what they're doing. Is everybody clear? Okay. Now, let's talk about how to choose the right partner for your e-commerce site. I got a couple tips for you. Number one, define your goals. Always, always, always define your goals. Think to yourself, or your team gets together and thinks about what success is going to look like. Before you start looking for a partner in optimization, you're going to have to know what you need from them. Are you building a new site? Are you going to redesign an old site? Are you just looking for someone to keep up with it and maintain it for you? Those are things that you need to know prior to engaging a particular company to do this. Now, number two, check their portfolio. Never, ever, ever hire someone in the e-commerce business that does not, A, have a portfolio, and B, you contact the people that are in that portfolio. You have no idea how many times I almost hired someone and I thought, you know what? I need to find out, what did other people think about them? I was busy. I really needed this to happen. And guess what? If you overlook that spot, they're going to take your money and you're going to be poorer and no conversions are going to happen for you. Ask them about support, ongoing. Ask them. Post-launch support is critical. If they do not offer support after doing what it is they do not engage with them. If they are not, let me repeat that. If they are not as interested in your success as you are, do not engage that service. I ought to do a whole show on these companies that are like that will go and take people's money and provide absolutely no value. And when they provide no value, guess what? They are not willing to fix what it is they have broken or failed to fix. Budget wisely. Make sure that you are clear on your budget. And remember, you will get what you pay for. This is one area where you always, always, always get what you pay for. Sometimes it's worth investing. No, it is generally worth investing a little bit more upfront to save headaches later. as long as you have defined your goals, checked the portfolios, and asked about their support. If you have not done those things, there are no end to the amount of people that will take big checks from you and provide little tiny to no value back. And that's what we're trying to avoid. You will go broke quick in e-commerce if you do not follow that advice that I just gave you. Look, let's take a look at some of the trends that we're watching right now. Number one, AI and chatbots. One of my stores recently just upgraded. We upgraded the chatbot because we didn't have somebody that was going to constantly be monitoring it like I like. And I have been extraordinarily impressed with some of the tools that are coming out or that are out there right now. Artificial intelligence is definitely transforming the e-commerce space. Imagine going to a website you cannot find or store, you cannot find the product that you are looking for, or you know, generally speaking, what it is you are looking for. You type into the chatbot knowing, oh man, you know, I hate doing this, but I'm going to give it a try. And they actually come back to you with links for exactly what it is you're looking for. Now, imagine you're that business owner. Here's someone that was just about to fly. You spent all that money getting them on your website. They couldn't find the thing that they were looking for. They happened to type in and ask for a little bit of help with the chatbot, and it actually sent them to the not only did it send them to the exact product, but it also made a bundle for them. And we're going to talk about bundles here in just a minute. But it actually made a bundle for them, and they went right through, and it saved that sale. So we're really looking for AI and chatbots right now that are really pushing forward into 2025 and being of benefit, finally being of benefit to us. Headless commerce. Now, this is a more flexible approach to e-commerce where the front end and the back end are actually decoupled. It actually allows businesses to deliver highly customized shopping experiences across various channels, whether that be websites, whether it be apps, whether it be social media, and it's never tied to a specific platform. In other words, you're on all platforms, you're not on just one platform. It works brilliantly. Even now, it works brilliantly. It kind of chases your customers down for you. And it is the future of e-commerce. So if you're not doing it yet, 2025 is your year, my friend. You definitely need to make sure that you are involved with headless commerce. Voice search optimization. Voice search optimization. I know that many of you have been waiting for a long time for voice search to actually be what matters. We've been dealing with Alexa and Siri for so long. Well, guess what? 2025 is definitely your year. Smart speakers and voice assistants have become more widespread. They're in everything basically that you buy right now. They optimize your site for optimizing your site for voice search. People do not speak the way they type into Google. That's what we've discovered. So voice search, when you're looking for something, you choose different words than you actually type in to a search engine. Check it out. Go and look at this yourself. Go figure out 10 things, say it to Alexa, say it to Siri, and then type it into Google. And you'll find that you do not type the same words, the same terms over all three. Your optimizing for voice search will capture a very quickly growing segment of the market. You're going to be way before other people where this is just kicking off, and it should have been done 4 or 5 years ago, in my opinion. This includes using natural language processing and focusing on conversational keywords. Again, this is why, because in our conversations, we don't say the same things that we type into a report or into a search bar. Augmented reality. This is getting pretty excited. Augmented augmented reality is helping e-commerce stores create very immersive shopping experiences. Customers can virtually try on clothing. They can preview furniture in their living space. They can find out how a product works before they ever even make a purchase. They can try it before they buy it virtually. These things are really making a push in 2025, and you should be not only ready for it, but embracing it, because your conversions are going to matter a great deal in this year if you are ready for this.
If your business operations feel like a grind, you're missing out on the magic of artificial intelligence. Whether you're in retail, manufacturing, finance, or any other industry, AI is a game changer. From automating mundane tasks to optimizing your supply chain, AI can transform how you operate. We specialize in creating tailored AI solutions that meet your unique challenges and goals. With our expertise, you can improve efficiency, reduce errors, and make better decisions. Discover how AI can revolutionize your business. Contact us today at www.toolessentials.ai/consultation.
Ready for this. And then progressive web apps. PWAs combine the best of web and mobile apps. They load quicker. Even on a slow network, they load very quickly. They offer online capabilities that you cannot get just from a website or an e-commerce store. They enhance user experiences and they boost your engagement. They actually physically are interacting with your customer. And that is going to be what drives people to your checkout. Bundling products for people or experiences, sending them a sample of something. This is what we're talking about here. These things you need to start mulling over in your brain like, okay, now I can have even more than a brick and mortar store can. Because this you can do from the park or from the skiing or wherever it is that your customer is, you can actually have these experiences. And by the way, these tools do not cost a lot to implement if you're smart about it. And we're going to be posting in another episode where you can get some of these tools. So I hope you get excited about that. Tell your friends. Social commerce integration. Your social media platforms should be Instagram, TikTok, Pinterest, the shopping hubs for your customers. That's where you should be meeting people. It's on these social platforms, influencers, all of that kind of stuff. We're going to seamlessly integrate your e-commerce store with those platforms. If you haven't done it already, that needs to happen. And it allows your customers to shop directly through their social media. Let me say that again. So instead of having to come to you and do all the SEO and do all of that, that you're going to go where the customers are. Social media is the mall of today. People used to go to the mall to have these experiences. Well, guess what? You're going to be able to have an e-commerce store that allows people to have these same exact experiences. Well, look, normally that would be a wrap for Straight Talk Commerce, but it's not, because I'm going to come back in just a minute and I'm going to go over 5 of my very best tips. And I felt like I needed to do a little bit of bonus for the holidays, and that's what's coming up. So stick with me. I'm going to go over 5 extremely hot tips that you need to implement for your business in the coming year. Okay. Welcome back to Straight Talk Commerce. Again, I'm your host, Wayne Altman. If you're here and if you're watching this, it's because you watched the previous 15, 20 minutes that I did on things that you need to do with your e-commerce stores in 2025. I'm not going to be talking about that right now. Today, or right now, we need to talk about cutting through the fluff, diving into some growth hacks that go far beyond the basics of what e-commerce normally is. Now, I'm not talking about making your website load fast. We just talked about that. You should be already on that. This is about powerful, actionable strategies that is going to supercharge your business. It's going to increase your sales or get you sales if you haven't had any yet. And it's going to bring in more customers than you ever imagined possible. If you're ready, we can get right into it. Hack number 1, we're going to hack your customer acquisition. And we're going to leverage micro influencers. I think we've talked about this a little bit before. We're going to talk to micro influencers. Now, a micro influencer, for those of you that don't know, is someone on one of the social platforms that has under 10,000, above 5,000, but under 10,000 um, followers, subscribers, whatever you want to talk to them. They've got a few thousand to tens of thousands of highly engaged. Here's why. Here's why. Here's the hack part. Because their followers are generally speaking highly engaged followers, and they bring the ROI. Why? Because their followers actually trust them more. When you get to a beast level, when you get to a level that you see some very popular influencers get, what has a tendency to happen is the ROI plummets because the trust is gone. Now you're talking about tens of 20, 30 million followers. How could they possibly trust that individual as much as someone who is just starting out and just getting things rolling? Use tools like Upfluence or Heapsy and find influencers that will align with your niche. Better yet, contact them directly, DMs or message them or email, and offer free product to them or commission-based partnerships. They need the sponsorships on their platform. You need their followers. So use your imagination when you're coming up to a micro influencer. Generally speaking, they're way easier to work with as well because they haven't gotten a head full yet and thinking that they're, all that in a bag of chips. You really want to catch and develop these relationships early in. Okay? Combine that with user generated content campaigns. Ask your customers to share photos or videos of them using your products, shopping in your store, wearing your clothing. And then spotlight that content on your website and your social media. It is social proof on steroids when you do that. Now, if you want to maximize your average order value, AOV, and you want to squeeze every dime of value out of every sale, upsell and cross sell like the pros do. Don't just slap a "you may also like" section on your website, call it a day. It does not work. You're going to fail with that strategy. Be smart. Use tools like Bold Upsell or Reconvert that will recommend products that truly complement what's in the cart. So if you're selling a camera, offer a discounted lens or carrying case or a memory card at checkout and actually make it a good deal for your customer. Customers are far more likely to say yes if it feels relevant and valuable to them. Well, let me give you an example. Have you ever heard of the sweet spot offer? If a customer adds a $30 item to their cart, suggest bundling at 50 with another product. Do not go for 100 or 150 on a $30 offer. That absolutely will get people to move very quickly out of your shopping cart. So don't do that. And if you're using a service to do this, make sure they're not doing it. You want to incrementally, if someone asks for a $50 product, you want to get them to $70. You do not want to get them to $150. Do not be greedy with this, or you'll find that people will move away from you and they will not return. People almost become addicted if you move them incrementally through this process. Here's another tip. Offer a subscription service. Figure out a way to offer them a subscription service. I know. And I used to be very against subscription services. Someone had to sit me down and explain to me these is as long as your subscription service provides value, and you will know by how many people actually use the subscription versus how many people they never use it while they're subscribed. Pay attention and monitor that, by the way. But that really binds customer loyalty to you. And it really helps them spread word of mouth because they feel like if they do it and they really get a kick out of it, they want to go and talk to other people about it. And it actually works, you guys. So if you're not offering subscriptions, you are leaving money on the table. Subscription models build recurring revenue, and they, again, just explode your customer loyalty. And don't think this only applies to niche products. Big brands like Amazon have mastered with subscribe and save. You can actually offer massive savings to your customers as long as you know that those sales are going to be on a subscription basis. Start small, maybe with a subscription box of some kind or a reoccurring discount for bestsellers. It doesn't have to be product, you guys. The subscription can actually be subscription savings for every time they come back to you and purchase more razors or more 50/50 cord. Tools like Recharge and CrateJoy make that very, very easy to do. We're going to have a review on CrateJoy very shortly. It was hilarious building together that stuff. So I'm not going to give away the thing, but believe me, there are some definitely good shows that are coming. Tell your friends. Offer a free trial and a first month discount. And once customers experience your value, and it has to be there, you guys, or this will not work, actually provide a value to them. Most people will not cancel that subscription. And as proof of that, I want you to go through how many subscriptions you have. How many subscriptions for things you love and use do you have? And for most of us, it's quite a few. We're surprised by that. Now, let's talk about optimizing for retention. Acquiring customers is fantastic. Everybody gets excited about that. But are you keeping them? Because that's even better. When you see in your checkout the same names over and over and over again, you really do feel like you're bonded with this customer. Use tools like Klaviyo to segment your audience and create campaigns that actually feel one-to-one. In other words, you're offering Tim Brown a specific offer because you see him coming back and back and back for the same products over and over again. Or maybe you'd like to steer him to a different product. Monitoring that and letting him know you're watching creates a bond. He'll never go anywhere else. I recently worked with a brand that increased their repeat. I recently used this technique and got repeat purchase rates raised by about 35-40% on one of my stores. And I just added handwritten notes. One of the things that we did anyway was wrote handwritten notes thanking people individually for shopping with us in 35 to 40% increase in customer loyalty. So if you're not doing this kind of thing, start today. It really does help you in the long run. Now, number 5, leveraging data and artificial intelligence. You knew it was coming. You knew it was coming. Remember everybody getting so concerned about why does everybody want my data? Why do you want this data? Why do you want that data? Look, this is a double-edged sword. This is a two-headed coin. Giving your data and them asking them, meaning e-commerce stores, governments, whatever, the collection of personal data is a double-edged sword. It is a two-headed coin. On one hand, you get the benefit of never being approached by ads that you will for products that you'll never use. Then there are security and safety issues we all are aware of and we all know about. The question becomes, why do you need my data so much? So that's another question. But on this side of the coin, if you're not already using AI tools to analyze your customers' behavior, like, again, Google Analytics, trends, right now is the time to do that. You're going to be squeezed out by your competition if you don't get on board with this, I'm afraid. And, frankly, that may be a good thing. If you're out there throwing poo at the wall, trying to see what sticks or throwing darts, just trying to find a customer, this is not the area for you to be in. You need to graduate away from that. It used to be okay to do that. Some people made a living that way. Not anymore. You're going to get eaten up and spit out. Use apps like Segment and Google Analytics 4. They will track what's working and what is not working. You have to get used to analytics tools, or again, find something else to do. And then use that data to tweak your campaigns, not major, but small, little incremental tweaks, and hone in on those customers and make sure that they're coming back and that they're enjoying their experience. AI-powered chatbots like Tidio can also boost sales by answering customer questions in real time. We talked about that. I had one of my stores, somebody was always, and I didn't like messing with the store too much, to be honest with you. But they were always asking me about customers would call at inopportune times and ask me about various products that, frankly, I didn't want to talk to people about. Now that I have this app, it not only talks to them about the product that they asked for, but it also steers them to other products that may work even better. And it has increased customer loyalty, customer retention, and it has definitely increased the amount that we're making from that store. Pick one data point that you're not tracking, whether it's an abandoned cart rate or whether it's a click-through rate on email, and start measuring that this week. 1st of January, start monitoring that. Guarantee you are going to find opportunities for growth. If you can, start monitoring several of these at the same time, and that way you can start honing in, start closing that aperture to sales and resales. Now, there you have it. I just gave you 5 of the most powerful growth hacks to level up your e-commerce business. You're welcome. Now remember, success in e-commerce is about constant experimentation. It's about adaptation. It's about picking strategies and implementing it. And if you found this episode valuable, do not forget to subscribe, to leave a review of this episode, and to share it with others. I used to have a huge problem with the like and subscribe and all of that. And really, I've gotten so much great feedback, you've got me craving more. So I would like, good or bad, you to give me feedback on these later episodes. Start subscribing. When I took a look and saw the difference between subscribed and not, our subscriptions have gone through the roof, you guys. If you're not joining in this, I don't know what to say to you. But even more people are watching these videos, growing their stores, and they're not even subscribing for more. Now, I can't imagine why that would be, but certainly it's not this pretty face. Anyway, look, that's enough from me. I definitely appreciate your time and your attention. Thank you very much from everybody here at Straight Talk Commerce. Let's have a fantastic 2025. Merry Christmas, Happy New Year, and I'll see you next week.
If your business operations feel like a grind, you're missing out on the magic of artificial intelligence. Whether you're in retail, manufacturing, finance, or any other industry, AI is a game changer. From automating mundane tasks to optimizing your supply chain, AI can transform how you operate. We specialize in creating tailored AI solutions that meet your unique challenges and goals. With our expertise, you can improve efficiency, reduce errors, and make better decisions. Discover how AI can revolutionize your business. Contact us today at www.toolessentials.ai/consultation.